It's 11 p.m. You're lying in bed. You need to sleep because you have to be up at 6:30, but your brain has other plans. It's replaying the thing you said at work 3 days ago, analyzing the text your friend sent that felt slightly off, planning tomorrow's conversations, worrying about next month's bills, remembering that embarrassing thing from 7th grade, problem-solving situations that haven't happened yet and probably never will. Your thoughts are traffic at rush hour, every single one honking, merging, cutting each other off, and you're standing in the middle of it trying to direct them with your bare hands. This is what they call overthinking. Like it's just thinking a little too much. Like you can just think less and it'll be fine. But it doesn't feel like overthinking. It feels like drowning. Like your brain is a tsunami and you're trying to stay above water with concrete blocks tied to your feet. So you do what everyone does. You grab your phone, you scroll, you put on a show you've seen 12 times, you listen to music, you do anything, literally anything, to drown out the noise with more noise. And for a minute, it works. The distraction is relief. The input shuts down the spiral until you stop, until the show ends, until you put the phone down, and the thoughts come roaring back, louder than before, like they're angry you tried to escape. Because here's what nobody tells you. You can't outrun your thoughts. You can't distract them away. You can only sit with them until they quiet down. And that feels impossible. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no TV, no music, no podcast, no scrolling. Just you and the sound of your own breathing. If you can't remember, you're not alone. Most people go years, decades even, without experiencing real quiet. Because quiet is terrifying. In the quiet, you have to face yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, the things you've been running from, the decisions you haven't made, the grief you haven't processed, the anger you've been swallowing, the fear that lives under everything. In the quiet, there's nowhere to hide. So we fill every single second with input. We wake up to an alarm and immediately check our phones. We listen to podcasts in the shower. We scroll while we eat breakfast. We have music playing while we work. We binge shows while we cook dinner. We fall asleep to YouTube videos, so our brain never has to be alone with itself. We've built our entire lives around avoiding silence, because silence feels dangerous. It feels like the thoughts will consume us, like if we stop moving, stop distracting, stop performing productivity, we'll fall apart. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, because I will fall apart. You don't know what my brain does when I'm alone with it. I do know, because I've been there, because everyone with an anxious brain has been there. Your brain in silence sounds like this. You're failing at everything. Everyone's judging you. That thing you said was stupid. You're behind. You're too much. You're not enough. Something bad is going to happen. You're not safe. You'll never figure it out. It's too late. You're alone. And who wants to sit with that? Of course you reach for your phone. Of course you turn on the TV. Of course you do anything to make it stop. But here's the brutal truth. The distraction doesn't make it stop. It just delays it. The thoughts don't go away. They pile up. And the longer you avoid them, the louder they get. The quiet isn't the problem. The noise is, not the noise outside. The noise inside that you've been feeding with constant external stimulation. Your brain isn't trying to torture you, it's trying to process. Every day, you take in thousands of inputs, conversations, emails, news, social media posts, work problems, relationship dynamics, your own emotions, decisions you need to make, things you're worried about, memories that resurface. Your brain is trying to sort through all of it, file it away, make sense of it, figure out what matters and what doesn't, what's a real threat and what's not. But you never give it time to do that, because the second your brain tries to process, you panic and hit it with more input, more scrolling, more noise, more distraction. So it never finishes, the processing never happens, the thoughts never resolve, they just accumulate, like a browser with 47 tabs open that's slowing down your whole system. And then you wonder why you can't focus, why you're exhausted, why your anxiety is through the roof, why you can't make decisions, why everything feels overwhelming. It's because your brain is drowning in unprocessed information and you keep throwing more at it instead of giving it space to catch up. Overthinking isn't a personality flaw. It's not a character defect. It's your brain begging for a break, for quiet, for stillness, for 5 goddamn minutes where you're not demanding it perform. And the only way to give it that break, the thing that actually helps, the one thing no one wants to do, sit in the quiet. Let the thoughts come. Don't chase them. Don't fight them. Don't distract from them. Just let them exist and watch them pass. Because they will pass. Thoughts aren't permanent. They're weather. They come and they go. But only if you stop grabbing onto each one and analyzing it to death. Before you panic, I'm not telling you to meditate for an hour. I'm not asking you to sit in lotus position and clear your mind like some enlightened monk. I'm talking about 5 minutes. 5 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. No phone, no distractions. Just sitting, breathing, existing. And I know what you're thinking. 5 minutes? I can't even do 5 seconds. My brain will explode. It won't. It'll feel loud. It'll feel uncomfortable. It'll feel wrong. But it won't explode. Here's what actually happens. Minute 1, your brain panics. What are we doing? Why aren't we checking our phone? We should be doing something productive. This is a waste of time. This is stupid. Minute 2, the thoughts come fast. All the things you're worried about, all the things you should be doing, all the feelings you've been avoiding. It's loud. It's overwhelming. You want to quit. Minute 3, you notice your breath. Not because you're trying to, just because it's there. In, out, in, out. Something to focus on that isn't the chaos. Minute 4, the thoughts start to slow down. Not disappear. Slow down. Like traffic at 2 a.m. instead of rush hour. Still there, but spacious. You can breathe around them. Minute 5, you realize you did it. 5 minutes of quiet, and you're still here. You didn't fall apart. You didn't explode. You just were. And here's the thing. It doesn't feel good at first. It feels awkward, uncomfortable, like you're doing it wrong, because you've spent years training yourself to avoid this feeling. Your nervous system interprets stillness as danger. But if you do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, it gets easier. Not because the thoughts stop, but because you get better at letting them be there without needing to fix them, solve them, or run from them. The quiet becomes less terrifying. The stillness becomes less foreign. And slowly, so slowly you might not even notice, the chaos starts to quiet down. Not because you're forcing it, because you're finally giving your brain the space it's been begging for. Okay, practical time. Because knowing you should sit in stillness and actually doing it are 2 completely different things. Step 1, pick a time that's non-negotiable. Not when I have time. Not when I remember, not if I feel like it. Pick a time, every day, same time, 5 minutes. For me, it's right when I wake up. Before I check my phone. Before I do anything else. I sit up in bed and I do nothing for 5 minutes. For you, maybe it's during lunch, or before bed, or in your car before you go into work. I don't care when. Just pick a time and protect it like it's a meeting you can't cancel. Step 2. Set a timer. 5 minutes. Use your phone timer. Put the phone face down across the room so you're not tempted to check it. The timer is important because your brain will tell you it's been 20 minutes when it's been 90 seconds. The timer keeps you honest. Step 3. Sit, breathe. That's it. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You don't have to have perfect posture. You can sit on the couch, the floor, your bed, your car, wherever. Close your eyes if you want, or don't. It doesn't matter. Just breathe. Notice your breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. That's the whole thing. Step 4. Let the thoughts come. They will, all of them. The worries, the to-do lists, the memories, the plans, the regrets. Let them come. Don't try to stop them. Don't try to clear your mind. Don't judge yourself for thinking. Just notice the thoughts. Acknowledge them. Oh, there's that worry about work. There's that thing I said 3 years ago. There's tomorrow's to-do list. And then bring your attention back to your breath. In, out. That's it. You're not trying to make the thoughts go away. You're practicing not engaging with them, not chasing them down rabbit holes, not solving every problem in your head, just noticing and breathing. Step 5. Expect it to feel weird. Do it anyway. The first time you do this, it's going to feel stupid, pointless, uncomfortable, like you're wasting time, like you're doing it wrong, like everyone else can meditate perfectly, but you're broken and can't. Those feelings are normal. They're your nervous system's resistance to change. Do it anyway. The second time, it'll still feel weird, but slightly less. The 10th time, you'll notice the shift. The thoughts will still be there, but they'll have more space around them, more room to breathe. And by the 30th time, it won't feel like work anymore. It'll feel like coming home. Let me tell you what actually happens when you start giving your brain 5 minutes of quiet every day. First, you sleep better, because you're not carrying 47 unprocessed thoughts into bed with you. Your brain had time to sort through them during the day, so nighttime isn't the only chance it has to process. Second, your anxiety decreases, not because your problems go away, but because you're not in a constant state of fight or flight from the noise. Your nervous system starts to remember that stillness isn't danger, it's rest. Third, you make better decisions, because your brain has space to actually think. Not reactive thinking, not panic thinking. Actual, clear, grounded thinking. You start to know what you want, what you need, what actually matters. Fourth, you become more present. When you're with people, you're actually with them. Not half present while your brain spins in the background. You can focus, listen, connect, because your brain isn't drowning in its own chaos. Fifth, and this is the one that surprised me, you become kinder to yourself. Because in the stillness, you realize how mean your thoughts are, how harsh, how critical. And when you notice them without engaging, without believing them, they start to lose their power. The voice that says, "You're a failure," starts to sound like what it is. A thought, not truth, just a thought. One you can notice and let pass instead of building your entire identity around. Stillness doesn't fix everything. It doesn't make your problems disappear. It doesn't cure anxiety or depression or trauma, but it gives you space, room to breathe, a foundation to stand on when everything else feels chaotic. And sometimes, that's enough. What's your brain's loudest thought today? The one that's been on repeat, the worry, the fear, the thing you keep trying to distract yourself from. Type it in the comments, word for word. Let it out. Because here's what happens when you name the thought. It loses some of its power. It's not stuck in your head spiraling. It's out in the world where you can see it for what it is. Just a thought, not a fact. Not a permanent truth, just a thought. And when you read other people's comments, you'll realize you're not the only one whose brain does this. We all have chaos. We all have the traffic jam of thoughts. We're all drowning sometimes, but we don't have to drown alone. And we don't have to drown at all if we give ourselves 5 minutes of quiet to come up for air. Try it tonight. 5 minutes. Timer set. Phone face down. Just you and your breath. And if you need weekly reminders that stillness is medicine, that your overthinking doesn't make you broken, and that peace is possible, hit subscribe. We're learning how to exist in the quiet together. Peace hides under discomfort. Go find it. Tonight.